Guys played hard, made a play at the end. It's a good win. Good team we played, a lot of respect. The team's got a lot to grow and gain on. It's just nice to finally play hard enough to get on the right side. Questions?
Coach, Missouri's Marcus Golden wasn't on the field today. Did that affect your game plan at all? You saw that?
No, other than it made it easier because we know he's a great player. We didn't really change, but they've got more D linemen than him. They play about every third play. The second team guys always came in, so our plan was just trying to be aggressive and attack and have some balance, not getting a drop back contest. I guess they get a sack on us there. I was trying to not get him a sack. I'm good friends with Coach Cool. It's a personal thing for me. I didn't want to give up a sack. I respect those players so much.
You talk about Tevin Coleman and what happened to get him back to the locker room, and then
he just cramped up. We got a couple IVs in him. We got again a humid day, probably the humidest we've had for the year. We got to look again at the food we're putting out for our guys on Thursdays. Putting a lot of money, and if our guys got to eat right, those things build up. But our trainers did a great job because they IV'd him up. And I really think the big deal is the way D'Angelo and Divine kind of got us through that deal. And then Tev came back and made a couple plays. So anyway, great job by our trainers. Tough day out there. A lot of guys were going down. Those weren't faking deals. I mean, at the end, I know their crowd. I got a little antsy, and we needed to go fast instead of Jerry getting cramped. I mean, he was cramped up. A bunch of them were. Tough day. We got to do a better job with our nutrition.
You went down and won the game in the final drive, but your defense helped put you in position to win. You talked a little bit about that.
It was huge. Matter of fact, they're working this. I just didn't like the look. I even called a timeout. Didn't like the look on the bench from guys not playing. I got tired. We've been sitting around waiting. We've been sitting around watching. All we talked about today, we told them at halftime, we couldn't win and we couldn't lose. All we could do was play hard. And that's all we want to do. We talked right then. Dig deep. Play as hard as you can. We kept fighting at the end. We played hard enough to be on the right side by one play.
It seemed like they were a little bit more aggressive today, sending guys on defense, blitz and so forth than they were last week. Is that key, you think, to Ryan Mock?
Well, again, he's a great player. He was a little bit off today, it looked like. Coach Horner's guys, now they worked us on some blitzes. A couple times we didn't get there, and they protected, made a few plays. We had them on schedule, let them off the hook a couple times in the first half. But in reality, we told our defense, contrary to what you guys saw, in the 8 quarters they had played 2 bad quarters of defense. First game they gave up 10 points off 2 turnovers. They gave up 4 field goals in the first half the week before. So I think you look at today against a pretty good offense. They battled. They've got more good than bad. We didn't get the outcome we wanted last week. Today we got an outcome because we played hard and made a play. That was it.
Missouri had one long run. Other than that, they didn't do much in the running game. How are your guys able to control the line of scrimmage in that area?
Again, getting off blocks, playing hard, a little bit more aggressive and picking some blitzes. Some of those blitzes were run-stopping blitzes. But again, it's good offense, and we're very, very fortunate to play. I mean, they still had 490 yards, so it wasn't like they were off. They were averaging 417 coming in, I think. So, they kind of got more against us than they've been averaging, so we didn't play that well.
I know it's just one game, but what does it mean for your program? Go on the road, knock out the ranked SEC team on the road. It's going to be on SportsCenter tonight. What does it mean for your program?
Again, it's this one, but we're sitting there waiting next week to go back to like we were. That's what everybody's going to say. That's the way it is at our place. All the negativity, all we talked about is if we just play hard. You can't wait for it to happen. You got to make it happen, and you make it happen with aggressiveness and attitude. You don't wait. Look around. I thought last week, as we told us the staff, and it starts with me. I don't know if I can coach this hard every week, so I'm going to need some coaches to help me next week because I was bringing it this week. It's a great opponent. I got a lot of respect for their team and their coaches, and I really wanted our team to get what they deserve, but they got to go do it. And we got to put them in position. If there's a point in time, they got to fly out of that nest. They got to run around and make those plays. And we just encouraged them to play as hard as they could, and it would happen. We encouraged our coaches to be aggressive in our plan. We thought that would maybe help our players be aggressive. So, nice job. It was okay.
Kevin, were you at all upset that Tevin said this week that it's hard for a running back in Indiana to get a lot of attention?
Oh, I don't know. He got a lot last week. We had a chance to win the game and had a critical mistake. So he gets a ton of attention. He's one of the premier players in the country. And he was baited in that question like some of you guys baited from time to time. That was it's a St. Louis Dispatch guy, I guarantee, with the school right here. Because it was a trap game for them, trying to motivate them up, blah, 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 whatever. We told our team it was all crap. I had no problem with the kid. He's a great teammate. If he wanted to be somewhere, he was recruited by some top 20 teams. Some of them are in the top 10. He had some chances to go a lot of places. He wanted to be here. He's a great player. I love him to death. Proud of him. Hell of a player.
I think you only converted 1/3 down today, but you were 3 for 3 on 4th down.
Yeah.
Talk how important that was.
They were so good at 10 off, and we did some things that maybe schematically were not, maybe fighting uphill, but we weren't going to let them tee off on us. So there was some throw, we ran it, and if we didn't get it, we were going to punt it deep there in the 4th quarter. Because I thought we could make a stop. Now, it took a little longer to make the stop than I anticipated. So we were playing a little field position, we were playing a little deep, and we were a little conservative. We were not going to let those guys tee off and get our quarterback rattled. We were going to stay patient. A couple times we came up short, but that was our plan, was to try to make it a 15-round, 4-quarter, 60-minute game. And that's what it was.
Griffin Oaks had some big plays for you today.
Very nice, very nice. And our other guy, again, he's doing well. He's got a pull groin and just had a lot of pop going. He missed the one. And Griff, because he kicked off well, and that was huge for Griff. Good to see.
Did you give much?
Nice job by the punter too.
Did you give much consideration to maybe going forward on 4th and 2 there in the 4th quarter when you decided to punt and pin him back deep?
No, I thought with the time it was too early, too much. I thought even if they had success and we had success, there'd be too much time. If we got it, we were working it down. We were going to be in a 1-possession game no matter what happened. And we kept trying to tell the guys, just keep playing hard. Doesn't matter what happens. We've got this thing in the round 15. It's a 1-possession round, and we've hit them as much as them. So the card's about even. So just got to keep playing and see how it goes.
What do you tell your team after you call the timeout after the roughing the passer penalty? No time on the clock. What do you tell them, guys?
Well, again, we had one more timeout. We need to get pressure on the quarterback. They could try to chunk it. It was going to be the flip around play. We tried to see what they were in, and then to take a timeout to line up to it. But it was an unfortunate play to get the roughing on the passer. But at the same time, we had talked to our team about that. They're going to protect quarterbacks. I thought we had one that was maybe close to one on our guy on the sideline one time. We didn't get on the late deal, but Coach, again, we talked about pressure, not waiting around, not looking. Everybody be relentless. The ball might be thrown underneath, and you guys rushing, turn and chase, because you might can make the play that wins again.
Coach, you've been in this business for a long time, but put in perspective what this win means to you, I guess.
To me, it means more because again, to me, we're doing things the right way, and we got a great deal of support and commitment from our school and our department and the way we're doing things. It means a lot to our senior players that are really doing it right and putting a phenomenal commitment. And as we talked about, we've been knocking on the door, but you have to knock it down. And we just keep tapping, and we had to knock it down. So really happy for the seniors, really happy for the kids at work, really happy for our students back home. Love to see a great crowd next week. We'll be getting off that tailgate, want that baby jamming at 1:30. We got Maryland, the Big Ten opener, and we got a lot of work to do because, we're in college ball right now. You better come back the next week, and we didn't last week, so we'll see what we can do moving forward.
The last time you beat a top 20 team on the road, Anthony Thompson was playing.
Well, I think I was in Oklahoma last time. Hey, something.
Okay.
We won a bunch of them. So, but you can talk to AT about it. I saw him over there.
Yeah.
What else?
Big though, huh?
Beats losing. It's good for those kids. I'm telling you, it's a great group of kids. They've been working hard. It was good for them to play hard and good for them to have success. Thanks for being here. We ain't got nothing figured out. We're the same bunch of bums that played last week. That's the same bunch of bums this week. We'll see how we show up next week, okay? Thanks, Coach.